this peer educator thing, we have no idea where the peer educators are falling when it comes to integration.
Okay.
Because even the clinical officers, everyone knew the CCC is being dissolved. So you have no idea where, the peer educator is there. We start from the peer educators going up. Right now, we have no idea.
Okay.
We don't know where the peer educators are. But the foundation of that CCC, when a new client comes in, test positive, when he's tested or she tests positive, the first person is a peer educator.
Peer educator.
Yeah.
Okay.
But right now, when you test some hospitals, you test positive, you just move around. You move around to the clinician, pharmacy, and then you go home.
Could you please enlighten the masses just what a peer educator does, like you say? I mean, prior to this integration conversation, where were you positioned? And I mean, are there any form of payments that are made to peer educators? Is this something that you voluntarily do? Or what exactly goes on?
Okay, a peer educator is like
Are you under an organization mostly?
You volunteer under an organization to educate the people who are new to that journey, the ones who are continuing to take their medication.
Okay.
Because some, you might find some are taking their medication, then it comes a time they stop.
Yeah.
So you have to follow up on them.
Some of them would actually refuse from the onset, yes.
But right now, you are finding that even the person who you are pushing to take the medication, right now when all the organization fall, sasa kutakuwa na mtu anafuata huyo mtu.
Okay.
Unaona? Sasa utapata watu sasa hakuna mtu anafuatilia. Kila mtu ni kivyake. Kitaka kumeza dawa, ukose kumeza, no one cares.
Interesting. Very important, concerns raised here. And nazile vitu za ground, basically what it is that we want to hear. We perhaps come back to you and just ask this very questions that they are asking as to this element of integration and this, withdrawal funding, the impact that, it would bring eventually. Because in as much as we want to say that we are in that process of making sure that we are liberated, reality is that from what they say, the impact is being felt on ground. And therefore, there's a huge gap that needs to be covered.
When you're looking at what was cut, you see, like we're saying, the show is talking about ARVs, but when you look what was cut and what was allowed,
yes,
there's a whole cascade. When you start with just awareness in the community. Remember, we even have community health workers, yeah? We have the peer educators, you have mentors, you have many people who come from the community who actually do the work of getting the community to buy into what all these donors are saying. And at the end of the day, HIV is a trust game. We've had to build trust with these patients who've been with us. And right now, what we've done is we've broken that trust. It doesn't matter whether the funding was coming from somewhere else. We are the faces of whatever it is that we've been doing. So we've broken that trust.
Okay.
And then in a way, we're coming back and saying, no, don't worry, we'll sort it out. But like they're saying, you're going to lose a whole cohort. And we've lost patients already, yeah? We've lost patients to other places to see whether they're literally going to other towns to see if they can get medication. So we've broken that trust. So when we're saying, yes, we've got medication and we've got this, but when we've broken that trust and broken this whole set of people who support a single individual who have HIV, I don't think we've addressed that. And you've got the actual people telling you, we've not addressed that. What we've done is we don't have medication, you've missed it for a little while, we've got the medication back, but in our sustainability plan, I don't think any of this has been addressed. And again, you see, that would be the difference, unfortunately, between public and private. So that if you did have a counselor and you have, your mentorship and you have your groups, those things at the private, those would continue because you see your payroll and your support would be coming from that hospital. But you see, when you look at these programs, when they started, remember, they came from a donor who decided this is your problem and this is how you people are going to solve it. And we're going to give you a lot of money. We'll build the hospital, we'll pay the doctor, we'll pay this. But the moment they took away that money, that thing would die. After a little while, it became, let's make it slightly sustainable, meaning I'll pay Shamsa for 3 years, but at the last 2 years, your facility better know how they're going to take her on. So that's what we need to be looking at, that even if suddenly someone turns around and says they want to fund this, or the government says they want to fund this, we need to know how we're going to be able to replace all of these gaps.
Yeah.
This